handle that?
We knew they were going to press us. We knew there were going to be 3 moments that they were going to create goals, and those 3 moments were in transition, crosses, getting it wide and serving, and set pieces. And nothing they did surprised us. I thought they definitely came out with some venom and some aggressiveness, and credit to them in that first half. We got turned over a few times. I thought we broke the pressure also several times, and the space was clearly behind their back line. And we talked about at halftime. Once we break the pressure, we got to get those final balls right, the final runs right. We missed a few in the first half. There was a couple where we got in, but we needed to be a bit better. But I was really pleased with how we dealt with their style of play. It's a difficult game for a team like us, which is we're a soccer team. We want to keep the ball. We're technical guys. We're small, and that was one of the biggest, most athletic teams we faced. And clearly they gave us a few problems, but at the end of the day, that period, 55th minute to like the 72nd minute, when we put our foot on the ball and just took the air out of the game, and for me, we made a statement a little bit, that our style wins out today, and I was very pleased with that. And took a set piece again, but that's football. Sometimes it takes a set piece, and I thought we were excellent dealing with, again, their physicality, their direct play, and it's not an easy game for our team. That matchup was a tough matchup. And you see around the league, and I said it before our game, teams stumble, and teams have stumbled at home, this weekend. And, this roller coaster of MLS, you see it every week. There's head scratchers, and we didn't want to be one of the head scratchers this week. This team's very hungry, they're driven, and we can't take games off. And so I thought they showed just how hungry they were in getting that result and grinding in a game that's not always an easy type of game to play.
Caleb, Pete's assist tonight ties the club record for regular season assists. What's the significance of that? What's the significance of him as a player?
I thought he was special tonight. He had his tail up, and every time he got the ball, I thought it's going to be a goal. He's going to create something. And there were a couple passes today that were world class. The one he played in behind to Pedro, that was one of the best final balls I've ever seen. That's a world class ball. And he's got more years left to play on my team. I'm not letting him go because he's got so much quality, and I just love working with him. And, he's one of the best players this league's seen, in my opinion, in terms of playmakers.
Ben and Patrick.
The team set a high tonight in fouls, and breaking the record that they had against New England earlier in the season. Is this sort of the style of the two teams, or is there something a little extra there?
I think that's the way the type of game that happens a little bit in the way that they play. And again, credit to them because their style is very different than our style. They're direct, we're indirect. We want to play and keep the ball, and they want to go direct. And again, credit to them. I thought Brad and his staff did an excellent job. They were up for it mentally, and they gave us some problems by pressing us. But I thought, again, we wore them down in the second half. They had very little. And really, when you look at it, with all the crosses and all the set pieces they had and all the direct balls that they launched in, really, Zach didn't have much to do today. And I think that's a credit to our back line because they had 4 or 5 guys in that line that they had to deal with all game long and deal with first balls and deal with crosses and deal with set pieces. And the entire back four, they were men. They were excellent. And specifically, I thought our outside backs today, Hector and Waylon, was for me 2 of the best performances of the day. And obviously great to see Josh chip in on a set piece goal. So now it's not just Gaston that can score those. It's our other center backs too.
Speaking of the center backs scoring, I think that's the most in the league from set pieces, most by center backs.
Nice.
What are you guys doing? It's obvious that they're near post runs and whatnot. I mean, what has led to these guys getting goals this early part of the season?
Well, I could tell you, but then I have to kill you. So we can't tell you what we're working on this, then everybody would know. But no, we value them because how can you not? In this game, goals are scored on set pieces a lot of the time, and we don't want to be the one giving up those goals. So I've been very pleased defensively that we haven't conceded in those moments. This was a game we knew they were going to be bigger than us and athletic, and that they were going to look for those moments. And because there were some fouls in the game, because it's a physical game, we had a lot of set pieces to deal with. So I thought we defended them well, and on the training ground, we're spending time on it. We're spending time on it, and when you spend time on it and you value it, and then you score, and you start to believe, and then the opponent starts to realize that you're going to maybe score in those moments, then they get a little bit nervy, and I think that's what's happening. That's psychology, but I think it all comes from our work on the training ground.
Is there any concern about becoming too reliant on that? I mean, obviously, Giassi's scoring, but just...
No, I mean, we're not relying on it. It just so happens we're scoring them, so it's not like it's taking away from anything else. We should have scored, obviously, in that second half, so we're getting in good spots. I think, again, in the past, this team has struggled to score goals, and so we're working on it. We'll continue to get in good spots. I think we'll score more goals this year than we did last year, than they did last year. And some of those goals may be set pieces, and some of them will hopefully be with our wingers, and some of them will be with our 10, and of course Giassi's going to chip in his fair share. But why not have the center back chip in on set pieces when you're in those moments? That doesn't take away from anything else we're doing. It's just we're taking 10 minutes Thursday, Friday, 15 minutes sometimes, and I think those 30 minutes are paying off.
Coach, it's tough to win. As you know, you've been in this league a while. It's tough to win a game in this league, but to sweep a team, how important is that?
It's important. We don't want to give teams below us life. It's a difficult league. There's a lot of parity. And that's a good team. They have a lot of talent on that team. And they're very athletic. I mean, like I said, I'm always hesitant to say, say strong statements like this. It might have been the most athletic team I ever played. We are a technical team, and like I said, we're not big. We have a few big guys in the back, but we're built to keep the ball. We're built to attack. But I thought for us to deal with all the physicality, to deal with the transition and the track meet, once we lost the ball, not for us to deal with the direct play and the crosses, I thought we were excellent. We showed how hungry we are. And these guys want to win. And there's an element today of fight in the game. And we were up for that fight. And I think that's why we did get some fouls, because we're not going to back down. We're not going to back down in a game like this, because we want to play and we want to keep the ball. But you know what? If we have to fight, we'll fight too, because at the end of the day, we got to get 3 points.
Jacob, after you weigh all those factors, like who you're playing against, the style you're playing against, how do you just feel about the quality and the quantity of chances you guys are creating right now?
I think we're getting some good spots. I mean, again, you're not going to get a better chance than the one you got second half, the cross. And so I think as you get in higher level games, I don't know, maybe you've watched the Premier League or maybe you watched like the World Cup. In an organized game where teams are tight and they're physical and they're denying time and space, there's not going to be a whole lot of chances. We're moving in this league in a direction where there's better shape with the way that teams are playing, which means it's going to be more of a chess match, which means there's going to be less chances. 10 years ago, it was an open game, this league, and it was you attack, we attack, and there's chances everywhere. That's not a high-level game. A high-level game is very tight. It's very tight. And there's going to be a few chances either way, and it comes down to set pieces. It comes down to the quality and the 4 or 5 chances you get. But we'll score plenty of goals. We had some good looks today. We missed some final balls, but and a couple crosses. But again, I thought our football showed in that second half when we put our foot on it and kind of took the steam out of the game, the air out of it, and wore them down a bit. And I'm just really pleased that we didn't give up any chances, because in a game like this, when they're dumping balls, you're forced to drop in a little bit. You have no choice. If you don't, they're going to have numbers. And so we had to drop in, but they didn't really get me clear looks with all the balls in the box, all the crosses and all the direct play. That's a credit to how we defended. And, that needs to be applauded because in soccer, defending is half the battle. And we're a good defensive team. And we'll find our goals. And we played good football.
Back over to Pat.
Kind of just touched on this, but Zach hasn't given up a goal since their first game, I think 6 minutes in. They said on the broadcast 444 minutes.
Yeah.
When you guys have the pieces you want from there, how good can this team be defensively over the course of the season? Obviously, you lose that later in the year, but while you have that, how good can this team be defensively?
Again, I think we have to be. I've never seen a good team that's not good defensively. And especially championship teams are always good defensively. You're not outscoring teams every game. That's unrealistic. And again, this team in the past hasn't scored a lot of goals, so we're going to have to be good defensively. And 1-0 is a great win. You don't need 2. You don't need 3. I still want that killer instinct. I still think we should have got the second goal. You saw the chance. 9 out of 10 times, Giassi buries that. And that would have been 2-0. And you guys are talking about how good we are in the attack, scoring 2 goals. But it's unrealistic to think we're going to get 10 chances in a game like this, score 3 goals. We'd all love that. But soccer games are oftentimes 1-0 either way.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.